Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Help for the Guildless. My name is Cole Spire, and I am here to guide you through the rampant domestic violence-induced outrage that has stricken the country because of X-Men Apocalypse. That's right, we are going to be talking about the non-controversy that has come about because of one Rose Macgowan. Rose Macgowan, as you may know, is a star of the original Scream movie. She was also one of the second set of sister group on Charmed, since she wasn't there for the first running. And then, well, you'd also possibly know her from the MTV Movie Award, or Music Awards, where she went with then-boyfriend Marilyn Manson, where she decided she was going to wear nothing but a bunch of beaded string and call that a dress. That's right, this absolute media darling has put herself on the line in order to attempt to get Fox to change their sexist and misogynistic ways in order for them to take down a singular billboard that was offending her poor, delicate senses. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to take a real gander at what she's actually talking about. She is talking about a billboard that is showing Apocalypse strangling Mystique. And, well, that's a villain doing villainy things because they're villains. That would be like, I don't know, saying Magneto from the comics. Well, no, even that's a bad example. Alright. I will give you a good example of villains being villainy. That would be like Venom eating people. Justin Hammer's Dark Avengers making sure no one is safe and doing whatever they're doing to get to their final means of what they want to do. You know, it's Thanos being Thanos. Alright? That's what it is. So, we're getting Loki being Loki. I can name 100 villains doing villainy things, and it would be exactly what Apocalypse is doing in that billboard. So, this is a non-controversy. This is something that has manufactured outrage written all over it. And when I say written all over it, I mean literally written all over it, because Rose Macgowan wrote an article, oh no. In it, she touts Fox for being supportive of showing domestic violence in all of its good graces on a giant 30-foot billboard. And she then goes on to say that it was brought to her attention by a friend who had a conversation with her daughter. And the conversation went something like this. Mommy... the daughter was 9 years old, by the way. So when you hear this conversation, you're going to understand that it's bullshit. Mommy, why is that monster man strangling that woman? In which the mother replies, I don't know. I guess Fox is okay with it. My daughter is going to be 3, and she doesn't have the grasps of language down yet. But I do know for a fact that in the next year or so, she is going to talk like that. 9-year-olds who have had a grasp on language for the better part of half of a decade, most of the time don't speak that way. Speak in that childish, manufactured, I'm trying to be cute manner. On top of that, in unless your child has been indoctrinated into the world of social justice, they're not going to care why Apocalypse is deciding to be Apocalypse. They're just going to look at it and go, what's going on? And then, instead of the mother doing what, the mother should do, which is explain to the daughter what's going on, she passed the buck. You see, it would have taken, 5 minutes to explain. Well, darling, angel face, sugar plum, apple of my eye, whatever she gives her daughter's nickname, that is a bad guy. And the bad guy is doing bad guy things. He's hurting that person because he's a bad guy. And if they're 9, and they happen to have been introduced to comic book movies, like most people over the last few, decades, that she probably knows that that's Mystique. And you can say, well, that's Mystique, and she's fighting against that person, and that person is a bad guy, and what he's doing right now is he is trying to hurt a hero. That didn't even take 5 minutes, and that was off the top of my head. So, what does that mean? Does that mean I support gendered violence? Of course fucking not. Domestic violence in any form, be it male on male, male on female, female on male, or female on female. That type of domestic violence is frowned upon by about 98% of the country. So it didn't even take me 5 minutes to come up with the answer that child, if that question or that conversation actually happened, to have an answer. Surprising that this woman decided to pass the buck, and then pass that buck on to Rose Macgowan, who is now passing that buck on to the populace. Because she's not just asking for Fox to change it. Oh no. She's asking for Fox to take it down completely. Now, I've seen X-Men Apocalypse, and I want to do a review on it, but at the same time, I don't want to utterly destroy it, because there was so much going on that I really, really came out of that movie thinking, well, that happened. But I have seen it, and the point that you see that happening, and this is a spoiler, so if put your fingers in your ears and going la 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 for the next couple minutes or so. At that point in time, Mystique has taken the form of someone else to sneak up on Apocalypse to try and stop him. And Apocalypse found out and was, none too happy that someone tried to kill him, and he decided to take matters into his own hands, which would then be him strangling Mystique. This is all also in the middle of him trying to destroy the world. And I don't know if these third wave crazy batshit insane feminists understand that the world has more than women in it. Now, I could go into how Mystique is actually a villain, and she shouldn't be touted as a hero, and she is, Apocalypse is defending himself after an attack, which unfortunately kind of negates everything that feminists were complaining about, because he was defending himself. But, again, it's a bad guy doing bad guy things. And that's all you need to know. But that is not why I believe this has become a non-controversy, why this has become part of manufactured outrage. person playing Mystique is Jennifer Lawrence, J-Law. And Jennifer Lawrence has been put on this pedestal of being a feminist icon of the modern time. She took her complaints to Hollywood and took it to the media and made sure that people knew that, well, women should be paid equal to men in Hollywood and things like that, regardless of the fact that in the last movie Jennifer Lawrence was in, besides X-Men Apocalypse, she was paid $55 million. She is the highest paid female actor in Hollywood. But she's a feminist icon. And because the actress is a feminist icon, Mystique, the character she's playing, has also become a feminist icon. So she is to be respected as such. And unfortunately, I can't respect the feminist icon being touted as one like Mystique because of who Mystique really is. Mystique is horrible. Mystique is... I came up with an example a long time ago when we were talking about... so I was talking to someone online about Black Widow and how Black Widow is being touted as a strong, empowered female, and she's not getting her due, and how this is someone girls can look up to. And my argument was, flatly, no, she's not. Black Widow is actually, a double agent, a triple agent at some points in time. She goes out for herself. She doesn't have loyalty to anybody. And she's killed mercilessly because of it. Not her being killed, she has killed. So, this is the same issue I have with Mystique. Mystique is not someone to be looked up to. Mystique is not someone to be praised. Yes, Jennifer Lawrence did an okay job, but Mystique in itself, the character and the lore behind said character, is a horrible person. Again, besides the point. So it's not the fact that it's Mystique doing something. It's not the fact that it's Mystique being attacked or strangled. Oh no. No. It's Jennifer Lawrence being shown to be weak. And that can't happen. Well, if you continue to have your female characters shown as these dainty but unstoppable forces, you are going to lose said audience, because it means that the male heroes can't do anything, let alone the male villains. So with Apocalypse being Apocalypse, does that then mean, because we don't want to show gendered violence, that he can only attack male heroes? So does that mean we just leave him there? Mystique gets to beat on him as much as she wants, and he can't fight back? Well, that's kind of stupid. And it's not how the genre in itself works. So, Rose Macgowan brings this up because her last attempt to stay relevant did not work. And what was her last attempt? Well, she decided to go after Adam Sandler, which is low-hanging fruit, shooting fish in a barrel. A lot of people don't like Adam Sandler because of the movies that he makes and how they're kind of cookie-cutter movies. Not in the sense that they're sweet and innocent, but he has the same type of genres over and over. You got a lot of shit for pixels. Well, Rose Macgowan attacked him over a casting call, which asked for specific races and specific body types of women. and she didn't like that, and it was proof of Hollywood having issues with female actors, and stuff like that needs to stop. Well, that garnered her attention for about a week, and then it died down, and everybody realized, well, she's talking about Adam Sandler, so yeah, it's in poor taste, but oh well. And even now, there's something going on with Quentin Tarantino about a casting call for him. What people don't realize is Hollywood is one of those industries that is asking for a specific type, and they can get away with it because of the fact that they're trying to do something in particular. They're trying to do something specifically. So when they ask for something like that, it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, it can be kind of offensive, but they are actually one of the only industries that are allowed to police what they're looking for. And it's a given because of what they do. In Ocean's 13, Willie Bank actually has that type of thing, and he has waitresses. Except they're not called waitresses because you can't then do weigh-ins and have them be fired on gaining a few pounds. They're called models who serve. Well, with a model, you can actually dictate how much they're supposed to weigh. Anyway, that's besides the point. Do you see what I'm talking about, though? There's so much already that kind of bodes ill for Rose Macgowan in this situation. Manufactured outrage does not look good, and people tend to see it. And she is getting a ton of backlash because of what she said and what she's done. Because people are starting to see through the hypocrisy, the double standards, and everything else that is being allowed for women, but is then argued against on the opposite side. And that's okay. And I'm okay with that. People standing up for what they believe in. That's awesome. But trying to get manufactured outrage to make a name for yourself again is bullshit. And will always be bullshit. So, to you, Rose Macgowan, I say this. Kiss my ass. First, you need to learn about what you're talking about, and then when you do learn about what you're talking about, you can start talking about what's going on. And this is something that everybody needs to understand. It goes with trailers, billboards, everything like that. It's supposed to get your attention. And what you have done is given Fox millions of hits of looking to see trailers and things like that because of your manufactured outrage. So congratulations, you did the exact opposite of what you wanted to do. I hope that makes you happy. And that's really all I have to say about this. So, my name is Cole Spire. If you liked what I had to say, please hit like and subscribe. Help me grow this channel. Share me around with your friends. If you didn't like what I had to say and you think I'm just a total idiot, please say it in the comments. We can start a dialogue. Troll me. I don't care. You can follow me on Facebook and Twitter. And you can also follow me on Twitch, which I will be doing live streams again shortly, because instead of just doing Let's Plays of Overwatch, I have convinced a couple of my friends to buy it, and we will be doing live streams together. And it's a lot more fun to actually hear the conversations going on, and then just sitting there listening to me talk and, well, stuff. But, so, all of the links are right down there below. Please help me grow this channel, and I wish all of you a wonderful, wonderful evening. Have a good night, everybody.